10 people with dementia will wander. It's actually, they say, not a matter of when, or it's not a matter of if, but when it will happen.
Yeah, so joining us around the table to talk about a very important topic is Eugenia Welch, the president of Alzheimer San Diego. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
We have the big walk this weekend, which we'll mention to our viewers in a moment. But I wanted to talk about some of the facts and figures. Last year, 65,000 San Diegans were diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Almost 20,000 more this year alone. I mean, this is a rampant disease.
It is. And that's the number diagnosed. We know there are so many people out there that don't yet have a proper diagnosis and haven't been yet identified.
And let's talk about wandering. Why, how much that plays into a situation when people have Alzheimer's. Like I just kind of indicated, it's not a matter of if, but when.
Right.
And why is that?
It's just we have to always look to what the underlying reason is, but when people have Alzheimer's dementia, they're not making safe choices. Maybe they're thinking it's 2:30, 3 o'clock, I have to go pick up the kids at school. Doesn't matter that you're a great-grandparent now, you're not picking up kids at school. The short-term memory is diminished, and so you're thinking back to those long-term memories. So a big part of figuring out why somebody's wandering is looking at where they think they're going and what they're gonna do, and trying to work through that with them with some distraction.
Can you talk to me about some of the other warning signs for folks? I feel like kind of the obvious is if you're having a conversation with your parent or loved one and you start to notice some lapses in memory. That's kind of the obvious thing.
Sure.
What are some of the not as obvious things that people should be aware of?
So everybody thinks, oh, I lost my keys, do I have Alzheimer's? But it's not that. We always say it's if you have your keys in your hand but you don't know what they do. It's about sequencing, not recognizing normal everyday objects, not recognizing the people that you should in your inner circle, not making good, safe decisions. So those are some of the warning signs. We do memory screenings at Alzheimer's San Diego. They're free to the public, so people can come in and get one of those and we can help them with that.
Why has the number of diagnosed cases gone up so significantly? Because it's not like there's a specific age where this happens, right? This happens in a range of ages. So why has it jumped so much in the last year or so?
Something we have really been working for in the Alzheimer's community is to get better diagnosis, get physicians to make that diagnosis and do the screening. Early intervention, like with anything else, is best for you to be able to manage your disease. So there's really been a push in the medical community to get early diagnosis. And I think people are more aware of asking the question.
One of the things I think that would be hard if you were an Alzheimer's patient, and you have 20 years volunteering with this organization before you became the president. Do people with Alzheimer's recognize that their memory is fading and that they have the diminished capacity? I mean, that's got to be a hard thing to kind of wrap your head around. Yeah,
there's a very early time frame in very early diagnosis where people they know something's wrong, and that's a very scary time, as you can imagine.
Sure.
But as you move through the disease process, you don't realize anymore that you're forgetting and you're not making good decisions. And so that's why sometimes it can be very hard to reason with somebody. Well, no, Mom, you can't go out for a walk at 2 in the morning because it's not safe. Well, I'm safe, and
Right,
so
you see the kind of tension building with the families.
Have you seen a lot change as far as treatment? Like you was talking about early diagnosis. What has changed? We have this walk coming up this weekend. Money will be raised. What does that go toward, and what's changed and improved?
So our walk this weekend supports our organization, which provides programs and services to people in the community. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a new treatment introduced in about 10 years, a new pharmaceutical treatment. So we're constantly working on that, and in San Diego there's so much research going on. Clinical trials are so important. 80% of clinical trials don't start on time because they don't have enough participants, and they need people without symptoms of the disease as well as people with disease. But I think it's just more and more awareness, people asking the question and trying to get the diagnosis. But as far as medical treatment, not a lot has changed, unfortunately.
Which is why they need to keep doing some of the research to try to find one.
Right, and why the programs and services and helping people. So we just always ask people to call us and we can point them in the right direction.
So great. And we encourage all of our viewers to head out this weekend and join the walk. I know you're going to be out there, Eugenia Welch. Thank you. Our Kathleen Bate is also going to be out there. She has some personal experience with her own family with Alzheimer's, so she is the MC. It starts at Balboa Park Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. We have information on our website if you'd like to sign up or donate. They certainly could use it. Eugenia, thanks. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Eugenia. Important cause there. All right, it's time to get